I get a real thrill out of buying even groceries. Like, I just love spending money. I don't know what it is about the spending of the money. Maybe I feel like I've achieved something. Maybe. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Jess. I'm just trying a different angle today. I'm actually gonna get a little bit experimental, I think, with my background next year. I do want to kind of freshen up my channel a little bit. Let me know, do you like having bags in my background? Because I know a lot of you guys like staring at my bags. I'm thinking to maybe change up the shelving. Yeah, I'm just gonna try a few things just to shake it up a little bit. Anyways, I wanted to talk about today why I'm hypnotized by handbags, how I got addicted to handbags, and I've been talking about not shopping as much next year as well. I know I'm going on about it a lot, but yeah, I'm just trying to get around, I suppose, what got me to this point where I'm just like fully invested in handbags. I did receive a comment the other day from Alyssa Bag Story about the trend of putting a bag charm on your bag or putting cute little novelty bags on your bags and, you know, buying things because they're just cute. And she said in response to one of my videos, I don't care about this trend at all. Why? Because I could never understand how cuteness is a criteria or an argument. Bag charms and other attachments to make the bag cute absolutely do not touch my heart. People buy so much useless stuff just because it's cute. Not stylish, not classy, not beautiful, not fulfilling the need, just cute. Crazy, like everyone has childhood trauma. I don't necessarily think people buy novelty cute things because they're traumatized or they're trying to find comfort in things. I think that we all, well, this is my own opinion, I think that brands do tap into that cartoony aspect of fashion. I mean, with the Fendi Pokemon collection, if you think about, I mean, Furla, Hello Kitty, all that, things or brands that are usually designed for adults, then putting cartoons on stuff, it is a marketing strategy to tap into that part of you or that piece of you that still wants to be a little kid. Because let's be honest, guys, we all were kids at one point and we still have things from our childhood which we still like even when we grow up as an adult. Although our bodies change, our looks change, we are still the same spirit in our body, you know, whether we're 2 or 200, you know. I remember thinking when I was little, like when I was literally 2 years old, I cannot imagine being an 80-year-old woman. Like, how am I supposed to grow up to be 80? I just feel like I'm always going to be the same, and like, how can my spirit change? But it's, the thing is, guys, as I've grown older, I just realized, like, I am still that 2-year-old kid who thinks about these things. It's okay to like things that you liked when you were little, when you're older. I know that some people think that that's messed up or creepy or you're being traumatized, and maybe there are, you know, people who are a bit like that, who like kids things, but it's not, I don't think it's necessarily always the case, and you shouldn't judge people for liking cute things, although it is a strong marketing tactic that brands use. I mean, yeah, collaborating Jimmy Choo with Sailor Moon, or you have, you know, Pokemon with Balmain as well, Disney with Gucci. They're all things that you know, sold through and people bought because they like those childlike things. I mean, I like collecting jelly cats because I think that they're cute as well. But if you don't want to be a victim of that, I guess, of that marketing, you could just buy a plushie, you could just buy a Sailor Moon soft toy instead of buying the Sailor Moon boots from the Jimmy Choo collaboration. You can rise above that and realize, you know, am I just buying this because I want to buy a Pokemon plushie? Like, maybe instead of buying the Fendi baguette, you can get the Pokemon plushie and you can just enjoy Pokemon that way. The same goes for, like, you know, the Loewe Studio Ghibli collaborations. I remember recently one of my friends wanted to buy one of the Studio Ghibli bags, but they ended up just watching the movie, the, I don't know, Howl's Moving Castle instead, and they said, you know, they're glad they didn't spend thousands on a bag. So you can kind of rise above that if you want to. You can still like cartoons and not necessarily spend designer money to get that little nostalgic kick, which is what brands are using, I guess, to market these bags to you. But, you know, if you do want to spend the thousands of dollars, we shouldn't judge people for that, because I get it, guys. It's a designer brand mixed with that, you know, feeling that speaks to your heart, you know. So I'm hypnotized by bags. It's mainly marketing. I would say, you know, growing up, reading fashion magazines definitely influenced me from a young age that I wanted to buy luxury brands, watching the fashion shows. And you'll see even with like Chanel today, like their ads, they're kind of played out in this way that would appeal to kids. You know, you even see like the heart-shaped bag and the star and all that, and kids like this stuff. And you know, as they grow older, you know, 10-20 years, they might remember the feeling they had when they were a kid, when they wanted to maybe buy a Chanel star bag. Or same goes for the Pokemon collection. Not only does it influence people who are like 30 years and over, but kids might see this Pokemon collection from Fendi and think, oh, you know, when I'm older, I want to buy something from Fendi because they collaborated with Pokemon. Like, that's so cool. So there is that marketing aspect that does target people from a young age, and it does stay with you until you're an adult. And that is why I think a lot of brands are doing these like childlike collections as well, because not only does it tap into that nostalgic feeling we have, but it also speaks to young kids, and they know that long term they need those kids to want to desire their brands, because they're going to be the kids who are going to be buying it when they're older. And you know, even when you are, I guess, over 50 years old, like I know when I'm over 50 years old, there may be a point where I'm like not buying bags anymore because I've bought all the bags I could possibly want, and maybe I'm slowing down, maybe I want to retire, whatever. I don't need to go places or buy as many bags. I don't know. I probably will be still buying bags, but there is a time in your life, I feel like, when you're going to be buying bags more so, maybe between, you know, your 30s and 40s, and maybe when you're, you know, 60, 70, maybe we'll be buying less bags. So you have to kind of plant that seed at a young age so these kids grow up and want to desire your brand. So yeah, marketing definitely brainwashed me, I think, from a young age to want designer brands. Also hypnotized by designer brands because of the adrenaline I get from collecting these bags. So I get so excited when there's a new release coming out, even from Louis Vuitton. Although I don't want to buy these things anymore, I just love seeing new things come out. The new Hermes bags that are coming out, like the shoulder Birkin and like the Calio Doe. Although I don't think I'll buy those bags because of the price, they're very expensive. I'm so excited to see them come out because I feel like maybe, you know, in a few years I'll buy it. Or, you know, I love the rush of thinking about handbags and then receiving the bag or hunting down a bag. I get a kick out of that, and that is a kick that I don't necessarily want to give up. I mean, you can get a rush out of doing a lot of things in life, you know, I don't know, working on yourself, reading a book, exercising, but to me, bags just, I don't know why, they just make me so happy. Like, it's something about them that really speaks to me. So I'm kind of addicted to that feeling of always chasing a bag as well. And I think that is why brands do churn out so many different bags every season, because they can sell them. You know, people do love following that. I think in today's economy though, as you know, things are getting more expensive, brands, especially around this time of year where it's Christmas, they're not as profitable as they thought they would be. I have seen outside Louis Vuitton there are less lines, there's less people buying things, and sales are slowing down. So they might reach a point where brands have to slow down their production as well, because they'll have too much stock and people won't be buying it. So there is a little bit of a shift to a more slower paced fashion, I think, in the future as well, because brands are kind of just churning out too much at this point, and they're probably not selling through of it fast enough. That's what I've noticed anyway. I'm hypnotized by bags because, you know, when I'm bored, I like to browse them. So I would say I look at bags when I'm bored. And it just gives me, like, I guess, a sense of escapism. It makes me not think about, you know, things that I'm worried about. It really puts me in a calm mindset. And I think if you suffer from like being anxious or stressing, overthinking a lot, bags for me have been very therapeutic. Yeah, I mean, I have used it as a little bit of a, what is it, like a crutch? Like a little bit of a diversion for myself, which is not necessarily healthy to rely on bags to make you feel better, to be honest. But that does not to say there's not other things in my life that make me feel good as well. So lately I'm just trying to sit with my own emotions and feelings and not necessarily buy bags. I think it's okay to still browse bags. I mean, it's like flicking through a magazine. It's like flicking through a recipe book or whatever. It can calm you down. I don't think there's anything really wrong with that. We all get feelings of stress and whatever, and that's just kind of part of life. You can't delete stress from your life as much as I'd love to. You can't get rid of that, especially with social media and like TikTok and all that. I don't have TikTok because it honestly stresses me out watching it. It's good to kind of, I guess, realize what might be stressing you out, and if you can delete that from your life, then do it. But you're always going to have stress in your life. That is just a part of living. But I guess if you don't spend the money every week, you know, on the bags, that might be better for you in the long term. Sure, you can browse bags as long as it doesn't, I guess, lead to the spending, which I know for some people it can. So yeah, I don't know. It's a bit of a fine line with that one, but I've still been browsing bags, but just not buying them, which, I don't know, it still gives me a sense of, like, you know, I feel happy to do that as well. So I guess I've also developed a habit the last year or two of buying bags, and that's what's got me hypnotized by them, because every like month or so, I feel like I want the feeling of buying a new bag. I want the feeling of like unboxing a bag, and I want the feeling of receiving something new. And I think with shopping as well, like, it doesn't even necessarily have to do with bags. If you've got a bit of an addictive shopping trait to you, you just like the feeling of buying something, of receiving something. I don't know. You get into this habit of you need that little bit of a fix every month or every week, and it can get quite severe when people are shopping every day. I definitely used to buy a lot more fast fashion and, you know, cheaper things. I even got to collecting stationery, and that wasn't as bad for my bank account. But when it got to designer bags, I had reached a point where I'm like, you know, I can't continue to just be spending thousands for no reason. I need to find another way to scratch that itch of maybe that shopping that I feel. So lately I have been buying cheaper things, or, you know, instead of actually spending money, I've just actually been transferring money into an account that I can't touch. So if I feel like spending $300, I might just chuck the $300 into an account. And I know that sounds extremely boring, but it does kind of stop me from shopping, because it's kind of like I've already given the money away, so I can't spend it now. And I honestly realized that I actually just enjoy spending money. I like just giving my money to I don't know why I like doing it. I get a real thrill out of buying even groceries. Like, I just love spending money. I don't know what it is about the spending of the money. Maybe I feel like I've achieved something. Maybe it feels like I worked hard and now I can spend my money. Like, I don't know. I just like doing that. So instead of spending my money lately, I've just been transferring the money, which makes me feel like I'm spending, but I'm actually just hiding the money from myself. So yeah, I don't know. It's a bit of a psychological thing, but I think with handbags, use that a little bit as a way to spend my money, right? So I'm trying not to do that as much this year. So anyways, that was a bit of a, yeah, I'm not trying to use you guys as my like therapist or whatever, but they were just some of my thoughts I had today about why I'm hypnotized by handbags. And I think there's a lot of aspects to handbags that you can get caught up in, and you can kind of fall down a spiral. But if you kind of realize like what it is about buying the bag that has convinced you to buy the bag, is it because it's cute? Is it because you're bored? Is it because you like spending money? Is it because you're, I don't know, if you're feeling stressed? If you kind of pinpoint the reason, you can kind of still avoid buying the bag. If you, for example, think it's because it's cute, you can buy something else that's cute for a lot less. Or if it's because you're stressed, well, maybe go get a manicure, go get a facial. It will cost you a lot less than a designer bag. If it's because you're bored, well, maybe go call a friend. Like, you can kind of, if you're buying a bag for certain reasons that you can kind of, you don't necessarily need to buy the bag, it's just because you feel a certain way, then there's a way to resolve that as well. You don't have to feel bad about it. You don't have to feel like I'm such a failure. You can kind of just listen to what you're feeling, right? So I'm trying to like recognize that in myself and work on that this year. So anyways, that's not to say I won't buy any bags this year. I still think I might buy one or two, but probably I won't give into that itch every month like I was. So yeah, anyways, thanks for watching my video today, and it's kind of like a Dear Diary, to be honest, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!